Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm your dorky friend Lisa, and as I stated last week, we're doing a hate video this week. I hate the word hate, especially when it comes to books, because I love books. I do. So we're just going to call this a literary intervention to prevent you from reading these books like I did. So, before we get started, I'm going to state I bought these books on the cheap, and I'm going to tell you do this too, okay? Because I hate wasting money, and I hate for people to spend money that they don't need to. These came off of Amazon, and hashtag not spons. If you go to Amazon and Barnes & Noble, they both have this function. If you go down to the bottom of usually the listing on their page, you can see that they have used copies of that book that you're looking at usually. So buy it off of there. It's used. They're always good. They're usually inspected, good quality. Don't worry about that. Just believe me, buy them that way. Don't buy brand new. It's too expensive and waste your money most of the time. So today we're going to go into, again, two books that I hated that are not only books but series. Yes. And I'm one of those people, if I'm not liking a book, I will still continue to read it. I will not give up. I will finish that book just because you never know if it might get better. You never give up on an author. I don't usually. I've literally not only not given up on the author through one book, but two. Each one of these books I read, not only the first one, but the second one. Just because I was like, well, maybe they're a first-time author. They're just trying to find their voice. Give them a second chance. They screwed me not once, but twice. Both of them. So they therefore get my wrath. The first one is called Bloody Good, which is by Georgia Evans. It was not only published once, but 3 times, which is Bloody Good, Bloody Awful, and Bloody Right. It is basically about Nazis, vampires, World War II. How do you turn Nazi vampires boring? I don't know. Miss Georgia Evans did it though. This is not even her first book though. Georgia Evans is her pen name for this genre. Everything else she's written before, if you want to look up on Wiki, I'm not going to drag her other genre because I have never read it, is what your mother would refer to as a bodice ripper. Cheesy romance novels, like back from in like the 80s. She might be good at those. I don't know. I never read this. I'm not going to drag her. If you want to look her up on Wiki, go right ahead. But again, don't read these books. The back part is more entertaining than the book. Literally, this is what they wrote. While the sounds of battle echo through the sky, a lady doctor has more than enough trouble to keep her busy even in a sleepy hamlet outside of London. But the threat is nearer home than Alice knows. German agents have infiltrated her beloved countryside. Nazis who can fly, read minds, and live forever. They're not just fascists, they're vampires. That's entertaining. She could have gone totally 2 different ways with this. She could have gone completely camp and had the shit funny. Series Christopher Moore, who does funny monsters, hilarious, read him. She could have gone completely dark, twisted. We're talking Stephen King, Needful Things, butcher knife fight, like graphic. But no, she chose not to do that. She chose to overcrowd this book with no real true, like it's supposed to have romance in there. No. That's completely overclouded with all of the drab war references, all the really vague British slang. If you're not familiar with British slang, I watch a lot of BBC, so I get it. I love Eddie Izzard, I get it. But it's still, it's too much, too much. She's constantly the love interest in this book. She keeps constantly referring to as a CO. If you're not familiar with old World War II terms, it means he is a conscientious objector, which means he's lower than the low. So again, unless you want your audience to be a British 80-year-old, don't write this. Okay. The second book that became not just a book but a series is Gabriel's Inferno. It became Gabriel's Inferno, Gabriel's Rapture, and Gabriel's Redemption. I read the first two and said F you to the third one. No. It's written by a older Canadian gentleman who apparently has not written anything else, I assume, because he has nothing else under his, under his page. And he, again, it's an anonymous name. Again, only thing it says is he was born in 1950. So he's old enough to be my father. And he's trying to write a 50 Shades of Grey-esque published book, even though he's stating that it's his fanfic Dante and Beatrice of the Divine Comedy. Well, I appreciate classic literature as much as the next person, but this was not what this was promised as. If you want actual literary porn, go read Anne Rice's Sleeping Beauty series. It's highly entertaining. But this, no. It was written as an older gentleman would write. I feel like he blatantly stated that he did not want the mechanics of sex in his book. It's literary porn, sir. That's the whole point. The mechanics of sex. Sorry. No. Not entertaining. I'm sorry. You would think it's supposed to be well, let's just say it's supposed to be a Christian Grey-esque type character. Gabriel is a tormented, horrible childhood, now grown professor, and a few years younger student who he has met before in his life but doesn't realize. And they end up having a thing. I'm just going to say a thing because it's not sexy. Again, so don't read the book. Anyway, I had fun, guys, not reading these books, but talking to you. So I hope you did too. As always, in the comment section below, if you have any books that you're interested in but don't want to waste your time, message me. Maybe I've read them, or maybe I could read them and let you know. Or maybe if you have an idea for a video, again, let me know. So as always, hit that like button and subscribe, guys, and let me know you're out there. And I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.